Club lesson number 6. Jesus sees us and has compassion for us. In your club supply bag, we're going to provide you 2 spoons. One is going to be a nice, normal, straight spoon. The other is going to be a bent, crooked, out-of-shape spoon. For the opening activity, if you can provide a couple of cups that you can fill with water, as well as a couple of small containers or bowls that you can set out in front of the 2 cups of water. And you're going to challenge your Star Student of the Week and their tutor to a little competition. You're going to see which one can move the most water from their cups to their containers in 20 seconds. Go ahead and give the straight, normal-looking spoon to the student and give the tutor the bent, out-of-shape, and crooked spoon. Start the 20 seconds and let them go and see who can move the most water in 20 seconds. It's going to become pretty apparent that it's harder with the crooked, out-of-shape, bent spoon. I mean, how does that feel to be crooked, bent, and out of shape? Have the kids stick their hands out in front of them and cross them over, twist them so that they can bring their hands together and fold them, bring them up through their body and twist, and say, how does that feel? Does that feel normal to you? Do you feel like you could do all your normal activities with your hands twisted and tied and crooked, stuck together like this? Now, does it even look normal? Pretty apparent it does not. But how do you think Jesus feels about people that live this way? Our Bible story is going to talk about just that today. You're going to read from the book of Luke chapter 13. And there's only 4 verses in this particular scripture. And you'll read partway through, stop, and try to paint the scene and pull the kids into the story a little bit more, because it's a short block of scripture. So it's going to open up with talking about Jesus teaching in the synagogues on Sabbath. Now, in even the child-friendly version Bible, sometimes there's words that kids don't relate to, like synagogue or Sabbath. So go ahead and change synagogue to church and Sabbath to Sunday so that the story can flow more and they can follow along. If there are words like infirmity, you can change that to illness. But you really want the kids to be able to kind of track along with you. So you're going to talk about how Jesus is teaching in the synagogue, and this bent-over woman comes into the synagogue, and Jesus sees her. But what we have to realize is crowds of people were following Jesus. We learned that the last few weeks. Everywhere he went, crowds of people were trying to get near him to get power, to get healed. Did this woman stand a chance of being in the front of this church to receive Jesus' power? Or did she maybe get pushed to the very back of the church and overlooked by everyone because of her condition? The important thing for everyone to realize here is that Jesus sees her. And it says in the Bible over and over that Jesus sees people and he has compassion on them. So, of all of the people in the church that day, Jesus sees this woman that's been overlooked for so long. Go ahead and read verses 12 and 13 and talking about how Jesus sees her and heals her, and she begins to stand up straight and walk out the door. But for so long, she'd been overlooked by everyone. Our pair share question today is, what are some of the examples today of how people can get overlooked? It's important for the kids to walk out knowing that Jesus sees us all the time. He notices what causes us pain, and his heart goes out to us. He loves us even if we're like bent spoons, right? And he invites us to come to him, and he loves us with tenderness and kindness that never ends. There's a Bible verse in 1 Samuel 16:7. It's a beautiful verse because sometimes we look at the outer appearance of people and we don't really look inside at who they are. And this Bible verse shares that God does not see the same way people see. People look at the outside of a person, but the Lord looks at the heart. Let's send them away with that message today. Close in prayer. Have a blessed day.